Hello and welcome back to the video Darkroom. If you're on social media platforms in discussion groups about video editing or video production, you'll find that frequently people are asking about what is the fastest SSD that you can use to edit directly off when you're editing in Premiere or DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro, whatever it happens to be. You find people are asking, is it practical to edit off an external SSD? How fast does it need to be? And what should you buy? And as well as that, people are also asking, how do you store the vast amount of production data and media that you have, that you build up as you work with various customers and finish various projects? You end up with terabytes of storage that you need to keep and keep it safe. And you need to potentially make it available for redoing a project again in the future. So I'm going to show you in this video how you can solve both of these problems in one go. In other words, the fastest possible speed for your editing, along with a vast amount of data storage at the best cost possible. The solution to this is to use a very familiar concept in computing, which is caching. And caching involves keeping a small amount of frequently used data in high-speed memory and offloading the vast amount of data that is a little bit more static and changes less frequency, putting that off onto larger and cheaper storage media. I'm going to recommend that the caching is accomplished using a NAS, which is network attached storage. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can make that work, how we can make it economic, how we can make it high speed so that it meets your needs as a video producer. And I'm going to show you how my NAS setup works and why it is so incredibly convenient as well as high performance. So let's get into that. The basis of my setup is a laptop, which is a Dell Alienware M15. It's about 4 years old at this stage, and it has two 512 gigabytes disks in it. I also have an M1 MacBook Pro, but I'll cover that in another video. The NAS is a Synology DS418J, which is quite an old NAS. I think it's based around 2018, something like that. So it's quite an old one, and it has within it 4 8-terabyte disks. That would give a nominal 32 terabytes of capacity. However, I have it set up in such a way that it has a failsafe for one disk. In other words, if one disk dies, we don't lose any data. And in order to achieve that level of redundancy, you end up with 21.7 terabytes that is available on the NAS for use for storage of photographs and videos and whatever media is needed for the business. One of the reasons that I use Synology as my NAS provider is the richness of their software. And in particular, I make use of a piece of software called Synology Drive. Synology Drive is an application that mirrors a folder or folders on your local disks to folders that are on your NAS. It works very much the same way that Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, or any of those cloud synchronization applications work, except that in this case, we're mirroring your local disks onto the NAS, and that means that it's on your local area network and running at least 10 times faster than even the fastest cloud synchronization is likely to occur. That means you can download and upload folders, sets of folders, projects very much faster. You can even do it in real time while you're editing. Let me show you how this works. As you can see, I have mirrored a whole set of folders on my D drive to the NAS. If we go into my YouTube folder, you'll see all of the various YouTube projects listed there. If we look at this particular project and open up the properties for that, you'll see that the size of the project is around 1 gigabyte, but the size taken up on disk is only around 35 megabytes. If we now want to work on this project, we can bring it down onto the local disk by selecting Pin Local Copy Permanently. And then you'll see as the green ticks appear that all of the files are being brought onto the D drive so that I can get the fastest speed while I'm editing on that particular project. And when the editing on that project is finished, then we can go back up a level. We can go into Synology Drive, the Synology Drive option, and choose free up space. That means that all the local files will be deleted, but of course they're 100% synchronized onto the NAS. So the project is fully available to you, but it's just not taking up space on your local disk. And you can see now you have the little cloud symbol against all of those files. But it can be even easier than that. If we go into this folder again, where all of the files are not stored locally, and open up the project, Premiere will load as normal, and you'll see that in the background, all of these files will be downloaded just as they're needed. So when Premiere seeks to access a file, Synology Drive will do the download. You can see this happening automatically in the notifications in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen here. So it's as simple as that. The entire project will load just as you need it, and you don't need to worry about pre-downloading anything in advance. You can now see that the project is taking up a little bit more space on disk, but you simply go into Synology Drive and choose the option to free up space, and again your disk space has been freed up for other projects. So this has hopefully shown you how you really can get the best of both worlds. You can use your local SSDs to get the fastest speed, but at the same time you've got this virtual 21.7 terabytes in my particular case of data storage that is available basically online all the time. This video has covered just one of the many benefits of having a NAS as opposed to a collection of external hard disks, but there are many more benefits. In actual fact, I'm going to produce a video over the next couple of weeks covering 15 benefits of using a NAS. These are things like the data redundancy, where if one disk fails, you don't lose any data. Thus, you've got good data security. There's constant monitoring of the health of your disks and checking against bit rot. I use mine as a surveillance system. I have security cameras that feed into the NAS, and I can review the footage from those. I can also access all of the data for my projects anywhere in the world. I don't have to be on my LAN, although of course it's slower to access it if you're doing that across the internet. There are many more benefits that you can have, and as I say, I'm going to cover those in a subsequent video. I'll also produce a video showing more detail about how my NAS is set up. So if you find benefit in this and you've learned something from it, then as usual, I would just ask you to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.